You think you're better than us? Dream about ruling over us now! Please, I've done nothing to you! Please, don't leave me here.
What if I told you that the greatest betrayal of my life became the greatest blessing God ever gave me? My name is Joseph, and this is my story. I was only 17. I thought I knew what God's favor looked like. I had no idea it would cost me everything. My father loved me deeply. I never asked to be his favorite, but everyone could see it, especially my brothers. Every time he looked at me, I could see pride in his eyes. I didn't know then that favor could also attract hatred. One day, my father gave me a beautiful robe, unlike anything my brothers had ever seen. It was colorful, expensive, and made especially for me. To me, it was a gift from my father. To my brothers, it became a reason to hate me even more. Then God began speaking to me through dreams. In one dream, my brothers and I were tying bundles of grain in the field. Suddenly, my bundle stood upright, while all of theirs bowed before mine. I didn't fully understand what it meant. I simply believed God had shown me something important, so I shared the dream with my brothers. Instead of celebrating with me, their anger grew even stronger. Then I had another dream. This time, the sun, the moon, and the 11 stars bowed before me. One day, my father asked me to check on my brothers as they watched the flocks far away. I happily obeyed. I had no idea it would be the last peaceful day of my life. As I walked towards them across the fields, they saw me coming from a distance. I smiled, thinking I was about to see my family, but they were already planning to kill me. They called me the dreamer. The moment I reached them, they grabbed me. They ripped the beautiful robe my father had given me off my shoulders. Then they threw me into an empty pit.
You think you're better than us? Please, don't leave me here.
Cold, alone, forgotten. I cried out for help, but no one came. As they sat above eating their meal, I was down in that pit wondering how my own brothers could laugh while my world was falling apart. All I could do was trust God. After some time, a caravan traveling to Egypt passed by. Instead of killing me, my brothers sold me as a slave. For 20 pieces of silver, they traded their own brother. As the merchants led me away, the chains around my wrists grew tighter with every step. I kept looking back, hoping one of my brothers would change his mind. None of them did. My family disappeared behind the hills. Across the hot desert, I traveled towards Egypt. I wasn't walking towards the end of my life. I was walking towards God's plan. When we arrived in Egypt, I was sold to Potiphar, one of Pharaoh's officials. Although I was a slave, I chose to serve faithfully. God blessed everything I touched, and soon Potiphar trusted me with his entire household. But one day, Potiphar's wife tried to tempt me. For a moment, I knew one wrong decision could change everything, so I ran. She grabbed my cloak, but I refused to stay. I lost my cloak, but I kept my character. Sometimes the greatest victory is simply running away from sin. She lied about me and I was thrown into prison. Even inside that prison, God never left me. God gave me favor with the prison warden, and before long, I was helping manage many of the prisoners' daily activities. One morning, I noticed two prisoners who looked troubled. They were Pharaoh's chief cupbearer and chief baker. I asked them, "Why do you both look so sad today?" They told me they had dreams, but no one could explain them. I said, "Interpretation belongs to God. Tell me your dreams." The cupbearer spoke first. He told me he saw a vine with 3 branches. The branches budded, blossomed, and produced ripe grapes. He squeezed the grapes into Pharaoh's cup and placed the cup into Pharaoh's hand. God revealed the meaning to me. I told him the 3 branches represent 3 days. In 3 days, Pharaoh will restore you to your position. Then I asked him for one favor. "Please, remember me when you return to Pharaoh. Tell him I was taken from my homeland and have done nothing to deserve this prison." Then the baker shared his dream. He said he was carrying 3 baskets of bread on his head. In the top baskets were baked goods for Pharaoh, but birds came and ate them. The interpretation was difficult to give. I told him the 3 baskets represent 3 days. In 3 days, Pharaoh will remove you from your position. 3 days later, on Pharaoh's birthday, everything happened exactly as God had revealed. The cupbearer was restored. The baker was not. But the cupbearer forgot me. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Months became years. For 2 more years, I remained in prison. Then one day, Pharaoh himself had troubling dreams. In the first dream, 7 healthy cows came up from the Nile River. Then 7 thin, sickly cows came up and swallowed the healthy cows. In the second dream, 7 healthy heads of grain appeared on one stalk. Then 7 thin heads of grain swallowed the healthy grains. None of Egypt's wise men could explain the dreams. Suddenly, the cupbearer remembered me. He told Pharaoh about the Hebrew prisoner who had correctly interpreted his dreams years earlier. Royal guards opened my prison cell. I was shaved, baited, and brought before Pharaoh. Pharaoh asked if I could interpret dreams. I answered, "I cannot, but God will give Pharaoh the answer he seeks." God revealed the meaning of the dreams. 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine. I advised Pharaoh to store grain during the years of abundance, so Egypt would survive the famine. To my surprise, Pharaoh chose me. He placed his signet ring on my hand. The same hands that had once worn chain were now wearing Pharaoh's ring. Only God could do that. For 7 years we stored grain until the famine came. Then one day, my brothers came to Egypt. They bowed before me, just as God had shown me years before. The moment I saw them kneel, I remembered the dreams God had given me as a boy. They hadn't failed. They had simply taken years to come true. I later saw Benjamin, my younger brother. I couldn't hold it in anymore. Tears filled my eyes. My voice trembled as I whispered, "I am Joseph, your brother." Instead of revenge, I chose forgiveness. Soon, my father came to Egypt. When I saw him, I ran into his arms. We were together again. As I looked across the fields of Egypt, I remembered the pit, the slavery, the prison, the waiting. Looking back now, I realized the pit wasn't where my story ended. It was where God's plan truly began. God never abandoned me. He was preparing me. What others meant for evil, God turned into good. If you are waiting on God today, don't lose hope. If you have been betrayed, forgotten, or falsely accused, don't give up. The same God who was with me in the pit, in slavery, in prison, and in the palace is with you too. He is still writing your story, just like mine. Your ending can become more beautiful than your journey. My name is Joseph, and this is how God turned my greatest pain into my greatest purpose.